Do you really make money off your email? Well, it's how I get to the things that make me money. Well, all right. Just kick it down one step. No, it's the most important thing ever. Okay, so bombs go off, everything's destroyed, and you have a chance to send an email and say, we're fucked, or make money. What do you pick? They're like, make money. All right, cool. Then it's number 2. And they accept that, and they start to accept it once they get in that mindset. But you have to kind of build that to start really qualifying your test. I mean, if you only have a limited amount of time to test something and you can't test it forever like black hats do, you have to test and spend your time effectively. This will manage your time. The shit that's really important, I have to go after hardcore. The stuff that's not important, whatever. If we get in, we don't get in, I kind of don't care. If it allows me to kind of use to materialize access and build access from there, that's good. But I got to have an objective. Wicked boring shit, huh? But you got to do it. Cool? Make sense? Great. Let's fuck shit up. So, you guys have to give me one. I know, you don't interact, but whatever. You have to, or I'm just going to sit down and somebody else is going to do it. I want 5 ways to completely and utterly destroy a company. We want to elicit response. Just like you guys, I kind of have to like prod you to respond. We got to learn how to prod executives to respond. So how do we do that? We don't just go, shell. We go, you're screwed and I'm destroying your entire company. We're taking this bitch out of business. You've been in business for 100 years and at the end of this test, it's over. Ha ha ha! You want to find a fighter? Gangster, dirty. I'm going to poke you in the eye and throw sand at you and throw you off the side of the cliff and be like, done with that fight. But you got to do it. So the reason I wanted to talk about this is, you know, oftentimes we play this kind of morality role where we're like, well, we have to do things in this particular method and process, and I need you to just throw that shit all the way away for a second and only think about really, really being malicious. I'm not talking about like, ooh, I will release a worm. I'm talking about old school malicious, like, I will burn the building down. Like, I will kill the executives, right? I will go in and arm everybody to the teeth and lace the water supply with acid and let them have just a fucking blowout, right? That company will go away after that incident. I guarantee you. Well, I'm not saying I tried it, but I've thought about it. And here's the proof. So first, we want to attack the brand of the company, right? We want to figure out the name. You know, imagine attacking Coca-Cola's brand name. That's where all their money is. They don't really have anything else. It's their brand. That's why they sell it. What do you need to do that? You got to understand their values. You got to understand their message and how they do things. How did they build that brand? What's their history? Where did they come from? Is this a company that was like, hey, I'm a startup, and beep, people put a whole bunch of capital in me, and you know, they paid a whole bunch of people in the media off to say that our company was cool, and then we just inflated to a big company that really, our product sucks, but whatever, we have dope marketing, and now we're number 3 in the industry. All AV companies. But, well, they just don't work. You know, what kind of advantages or disadvantages do they have, right? How do they work with their competitors? Do you guys know how those companies work with their competitors when you do your pen test? You're like, what? Fuck no, that's not a tool. I can't script that shit. I gotta do work. Deet, 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 deet. Own. Report. Game over. Be pissed that they didn't do anything. Intelligence profiles, right? Who keeps the brand? Who builds the brand? Who's like their message? Who's the face person? Right? Like imagine, you know, punching the, you know, for people in the States, punching the Verizon guy in the commercial, or, you know, like people who have these, if you're the same person in all of the commercials for that company, you kind of become the face of that brand, and like executing them on TV. There's a big controversy that starts to happen, right? Figuring out how they went to market and figuring out how you can break them going to market ever again. So we need to figure out all these different types of things, and I'm going to try and not over bullet point stuff, but these are where the bullets have to be, because we're going to put them in the gun and use them and hold them to people's head, right? So how do you do it, right? Okay, cool, I got shell. Where do I go from here? Well, we want to attack the marketing team. How do we find the marketing team? Anyone? Anyone? Anyone have a Mac?
Facebook.
Facebook? Yeah. Profiling them? Just, you know, setting up rogue Bonjour servers because you know that they all use Mac anyway? It's great. You attack them, you start putting stuff in their marketing communication. Like, imagine companies here, if you were reading their marketing slick, and then there was like a paragraph of nothing but like hate crime racial slurs. Would you be like, oh, it's a typo, I'll still buy it? No. Of course you're not. So what else are we going to do? We take over some of those indicators, right? As part of the brand and managing your brand, you have to also have kind of your fingers in the water. If I go out and I start a rogue campaign, again, this is a pen test. We're hacking you. We're going offensive on you. We're not just running scripts and shit. But like, if I go really offensive on you and I build a script that makes 500,000 people post varying levels of negative comments, or what I really like doing is finding somebody who really did fuck up and just stealing all of those comments and posting them under the same usernames to the other company. It's great. What happens? Well, there's technical controls that they could have put in place for that. You are now killing their brand. You're taking millions of dollars away from them because you're starting to affect how they operate as a business, and you're not just going after these dumb little, oh, this port's open, you know? You want to pollute it completely and show how it can be done. From the feedback loops that they have to how they do things. I mean, God, we've done really fun ones where you find people who are like influential to that business and try and figure out how they got influential to that business and see if you can mirror some of the things that they're doing and then start directing the brand in like the wrong way. Like, I really need this function. Oh my God, so do I. Oh my God, so do I. Oh my God. And then the vendor's like, yeah, we're going to make a ton of money off this new function. And they develop it and it just, bye, lost some money. Now number 2 is number 1 and number 1 is number 2. Alter the product. Whoops. We have to know what their products are. You can't just say, I'm going to alter the product because I have shell. How do you know the shell's on the machine that makes the product? You don't. Find it out. So you have to understand not only just where the products are made or what the products are made. And when I say product, it also applies to things like services, right? Like, I'm a service company. My product is the services. And there's lots of ways to attack that. You want to make the things happen that also integrate to their brand and integrate to what they're producing and start destroying it over time. Or you want to destroy it instantly, right? Like, I could alter the product of Coca-Cola and turn it into poison. Bye, Coke. Have fun cleaning that up. It's like a big giant oil spill. They'll throw a whole bunch of money at it and it'll stop and go away, but they will lose a whole lot of money. And it will take a long time to get that back. I mean, look, there was Tylenol. Long time ago, I had a problem with a couple bottles of Tylenol having some poison in them. It affected them like in the billions of dollars overall. Like, show that once, and executives, instead of going, oh, what's the DOS-bocker, it's like, and they just run. They're like, fuck that, I'm out. I can't deal with this. So how do you do it? Like a software company. Right? And I'm not going to talk about how to do these things. You guys know how to do them. If you don't know how to do them, there's people here way smarter than me to teach you. I just want people to be in this mindset. Right? Any of you ever try and do this on your test instead of just getting shells, showing how I can go to the SVN server? Fuck, I can stand up a fake SVN server so that everything you do from now for the next 6 months goes onto my SVN, and then I shut it down. And what happened? Where's all our development? I don't know. Where'd it go? It looks exactly the same, except none of the shit's there. Why isn't it in our backups? Because it wasn't the right freaking server. Cool. Make backdoors, create bugs, leave yourself stuff, and then blame it on them in the media, right? Like, make a backdoor, and then, like, send out a tweet, be like, yo, I just got this software, and I did some analysis, and that bitch has mad backdoors. Look, connect to this, and then all of a sudden, boop, media frenzy, bye-bye company. Hospitals. I was trying to get your personal data. I was trying to get your credit card number. I was trying to get your bank account information. Fuck that, I'm trying to kill you. I'm trying to kill people in the hospital. I want to hack HVAC systems, and I want to drop heat in the emergency room and watch somebody's chest explode. Yeah. I want to hack morphine machines and have people so cracked up around the thing that they're falling out of the bed and falling over and like mashing shit and give them the wrong drugs and steal drugs from the hospital. I want to bring that thing to its knees. Why? Because that's what they give a shit about. I make people go, it turns into a freaking carnival in the middle of the hospital. Like, people do work to fix that shit. They're not going to go, oh, yep, shell, fuck it. They're not going to go, oh, hey, look, a whole bunch of people dying. Fuck it. They're going to be like, oh, whoa, whoa, hold on, what? So the hacker got in and killed everybody with morphine overdoses on the network? That guy's a gangster. Like, you are never allowed to come back. I mean, you might consult yourself out of a job, but whatever. You're going to make them change when you're there, and every other consultant from then on, they're going to be like, yo, go easy, okay? And then they're going to be like, you mean run the safe checks in Nessus? Manufacturing companies are awesome, right? Because they're manufacturing companies. They've got all sorts of cool tools that you can bust and destroy and fuck cars up and make them turn into like, you know, hey, I'm building a big giant Mercedes. I mean, a mobile Tyrannosaurus Rex. What the fuck happened? They're like, that sucks. And I think it works. You know? Like, who built this? Or you just changed design specs in the middle of the design process? No one knows until the car comes out? And then when they're doing like QA testing, they're like, turn on, boom! Whoa, we fucked that up! Back to the drawing board. And then you release that one. Like, Mercedes' new engineers created a car that literally is a bomb. Probably not going to go to market. But you can change all these different things in a manufacturer, right? If you speed the line up, that company's going to get choked to death. If you slow the line down, they're going to bleed so much money that they don't know what to do. You only have to change it a fraction, and the company is completely crippled by it. Anybody do this stuff? Huh? Yeah, right? CAD, perfect. Yeah, I mean, don't even screw with the drawings. Backdoor the CAD and make it just go a little off. All of your designs from now until infinity, completely fucked. All the engineers that are good get fired. They bring in new people. They're like, I don't know, what's going on with this? You just kill all their binaries. Attack the employees. What do you need to attack the employees? Well, you need to know who they are. And that doesn't tell you who they are. Neither does Nessus or Core or any of those things. You need to know where they live, because it's important, because they give a shit about where they live. And when you know where they live, they're like, bad guy knows where I live, not into it. Right? Like, if you're the company leaking their information of where they live, they're going to be like, bad guy knows where I live, wrote up a kidnapping profile, sent it to me, said he was going to kill me, and said he got the info from you. What the hell? So you can start to get ideas when you think this way of how you can start to communicate a new level of threat that they've never been able to experience, and I guarantee you if you communicate threat in this way, action will happen. Because it has to. So do it. I mean, grab somebody, put a gun in their face. You know? Go take manufacturing equipment. Dude, we did a scan on yeah, not gonna say it, on this big car company in the States. And when you scanned their production line, which was on the same network as everything else that you could get into from the outside, if you scanned it, it would turn them on. Why? Fuck, I don't know. So, like, we're there on site, and I'm like, I gotta try it again. And the guy's like, cool. So, like, they cleared everybody out of an area. We scanned these things in a block. A fucking welding arm goes, and, like, just like, went like this across the production line. I was like, oh, watch this.